Hi everyone, how are you today? It is the first Monday in January. Welcome to the new year, everybody. Oh my gosh, we made it through 2020. We're here in 2021. Have no idea how 2021 is going to fare out. Yeah, we've all, I think we've all stopped predicting the future because I know that I have many videos from the end of April, beginning of May, June, July that all say, oh, by Christmas this will be all over, and it didn't happen. So who knows what 2021 is going to be. But we're all praying that it's better than 2020. We're going to go down here to patterncollections.com, pattern-collections.com. Remember the dash. If you don't put the dash in there, you end up at the wrong website. Just want to remind you that the PayPal button is always available. If you have an extra $1 or $2 after Christmas that you could donate to running this website. It is not my website. I have nothing to do with it. I just use it by the generosity of Ina, who says, yes, you can use the website and show the pictures from the website on your YouTube channel. So there's that. And usually I would go into pattern focus, but I am trying really hard to get way far ahead. You know, I usually draw about 2 to 4 weeks ahead of when the video is going to go published. Well, I'm trying to get even further ahead because of the holidays. So right now, as I'm drawing today, it is before Thanksgiving. And since it's before Thanksgiving, I don't have new patterns in Pattern Focus to do. I don't have December patterns yet. And I'm not gonna force the issue. The girls have way too much on their plates to come up with patterns for me early. So what I've decided to do is go into new patterns and look at some of these. This one didn't catch my attention. This first one really. I mean, we could do it, but it didn't really capture my attention. But this one did. Leaffan. So this is the one I'm going to do. Let me zoom you guys in just a little bit so you can see the whole thing really clear. So the first thing it looks like we're going to do, did I get it nice and big? There we go. That's why it looked small before. Okay, I just wasn't zoomed in enough. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a stem by doing just a couple of thin curves, and from that stem we're just going to radiate outward some lines, and they can be smaller here and longer coming out this way. Okay, from that we're going to, not on these little short ones but on these little longer ones, we're going to make a couple of little branches like a tree. The end of each of those little branches, we're going to make a little teardroppy shape filled in all the way around. And I suppose that you could just end right there. That would be fun too. But then the next step is to aura this shape all the way around with some lumpty bump curves. And that's it. There's the finished pattern. And here's the artwork. Very much inspired by those colors. They look pretty. I see that on each of these little I don't know what doing, the teardroppy shapes. They've put a little bit of highlight there. You see that? Can you see that? They've highlighted right there. Done a little pencil highlight right around each of those. And when they were doing their coloring, they did a little highlighting in here. Very pretty. And look, we have a little ladybug hiding on the leaf. And see, they can be different shapes. This one's just long and skinny. It's not that fat shape. This one's somewhere in between. It's a little bit longer, has some branches that have the 3 and some that just have 1. So we can experiment with leaf shape and size. And that's what I'm going to do. Put that over there so I can see. Bring this forward. I decided to draw on one of my pre-colored, watch your eyes, there we go, a pre-colored page that I'd already done a little watercolor wash on with a little bit of sparkle, mica powder sparkle. So I don't know if you can see it. If it gets in just the right light, you can see some of it. Anyways, so since it's got some mica powder on it, I'm going to use a Micron PN pen, which tends to be a little more forgiving with the mica. And I'm going to think about my composition. I do like the 3 leaves, the way they've got that like that coming out kind of from, not quite from the corner, but kind of from the corner. So maybe, let me use a blank piece of paper, and maybe I'll plan my composition. I'll have one like this, kind of big and fat. I like the long skinny one, but I think maybe I want that long skinny one in front. Yeah, I think I want this long one in front. That's going to be sort of my general idea for composition. I don't know, that kind of looks like ears though. Yeah, no, I'm not liking that. That's not speaking to me. Let's try a different direction. Let's try having the big round one coming this way, and having a long leafy one here and a short, not quite as long leafy one, maybe a roundy leafy one that direction. Oh, I like that better. Okay, so I just did this as a quick sketch just to play with composition, to decide before I put down my pen. So let's do this one first. So I'm going to come and decide where's the top. Where do I want the color coming from? I think this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm going to have something like that. And then from that, we're going to do some shorter ones, some longer ones, like that. Something like that. And then these ones are going to get something like this. You guys are kind of far away. Let me get you closer. And then at the end of each of these, we're going to do a little teardroppy shape and fill it in. This is a good warm-up one for this starting of patterns for this year, because it's simple. Doesn't take a lot of thought. Maybe we can answer a question. Thank you for hanging in to the year with me, guys. I appreciate it. Really does help me to come out here and draw and be with you. It helps my mental health, which we all know is absolutely necessary this year to take care of ourselves, both physically and mentally. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have gained the corona pounds. And it's not because I haven't gone to work and done my usual amount of, well, I have not done the usual amount of exercise, because even though I've gone to work, the things I used to do from at home I haven't really done. I haven't been out, you know, exploring various places, you know, that sort of thing. So I have just gone to work. So I guess my step count has gone down a little bit, but I thought it hadn't gone down that much to make a difference, but apparently it has. So I don't usually do New Year's resolutions, but I am going to try to be a little more cognizant of how much I am or am not walking, and kind of pick up the pace a little bit. I'm going to just, it's not in the pattern, but I want to make a little bit of this rounding on these branches. I just feel like I want them a little more substantial where they connect. I want my little leaves to be a little more beefy, a little beefier. There we go. I like that. And I do think I'm going to make my stem solid as well. Okay, so now we're just going to Aura. And this can be whatever shape it ends up being. This is one of those wonderful organic sort of things that you can just make it as you feel like it. Like that, see? And they're pretty. It's very pretty. And now I think I want one, decided I wanted one here, kind of a longer, skinny one. They're just being what they want to be. So I'm going to while I'm doing these, I'm going to answer a question. If you guys are new to my channel, and if you guys are new, I occasionally will chit-chat. Well, no, I often will chit-chat. And I will often use this book as a jumping off spot. It's called If. You see that? Questions for the Game of Life. You can't really see that very well. Maybe the cover page. Ah, this is better. If. Questions for the Game of Life. It's a little tiny book I found at the library bookstore back in the day when you could go to the library, and it was a whole $1.25 donation to the bookstore, and it just gives me questions. The pages look kind of like this with little questions, 4 or 5 questions on each page, and that's what I'm using to find myself something to talk about. I'm trying to remember where we left. I did this whole page already. Okay. If you could have the mind of someone you know, but remain in your own body, whose brain would you take? Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. Interesting question. Now the question is, it says someone you know. Does that mean someone you know personally or someone you know of? Because that's 2 different questions, isn't it? Whose brain do I admire? Golly. That's a harder question than you'd think, isn't it? Did you guys come up with an answer right away when I asked the question? Did you think to yourself, oh, that's easy? Because at first I thought, oh, that's easy, and now it's becoming very difficult. I wanted to see how they did this end bit, but they still did a branch that kind of comes outward. Apparently you kind of need that to do the bottom bit of this pattern. Your last of these need to come downward, so you have something to aura around. I still haven't answered the question. Stephen Hawking. What a mind that man had. Stephen Hawking. If you could have the mind of someone from history and remain in your own body, who would you choose? See, I knew that was coming. I didn't know if this meant to be a current person or somebody you know, or if it was meant to be anyone. Now it's a question about someone in history. I would say Madame Curie. I'll often end up with a scientist answer, don't I? Yeah, Madame Curie. If you could coach any current sports team professionally, which would you choose? Ugh. I don't like sports. I don't know enough about sports to coach anything. I really don't. You're lucky I know the names of teams and the fact that they might. There are many teams that I hear about on the radio, and unless I get context from the report, I don't usually even know what sport the team is from. For example, like I live in Los Angeles, so I know the teams are near Los Angeles. So I know the teams that are Southern California teams. So I know that the Dodgers are baseball and the Angels are baseball. And Rams? Raiders? Are they still here? Are they somewhere else? I don't remember. Basketball. Basketball is Lakers, right? But like when the Dodgers were in the World Series this past year, they were playing against some team I had never heard of before, and now I don't even remember what it is. Was it Florida? I don't know. But if you had named that team, if you'd said just the team name by itself with no context, like playing the Dodgers, I would have no idea if it was baseball or football or basketball or hockey. I wouldn't have any clue whatsoever. I am just really, really completely a non-sports person. So asking me if I want to, what team would I want to coach? I don't have any freaking idea. Because I don't know anything about sports. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zippo. It's very pretty. I like it. I actually prefer this one. I should have done another one kind of like that here. I did two of the same kind instead of, I was going to do one like that, but I forgot that it needed to come all out from the middle. So it is what it is. I'm okay. This is called Leaffan. Where do I want the name? Down here, I think. And then I'm going to do a little bit of shading. Let me see what this does. where these guys overlap. Let me look at that real quick first. Decide if I want to do pencil shading or if I want to do a colored pencil. No, graphite's fine. Okay. Do these where they overlap. And do these where they overlap. Like that. Okay, that's the start. And then I think down in here along the vein, give it a little dimension. Like that. All right, let's get past the sports page. If you had to name the single most regrettable thing about your country's history, what would it be? Oh, Lord. Where do I start? First one that comes to mind, very first, fastest thing that came to mind was slavery. And then the second thing that came to mind was what we did to indigenous Native Americans. Both of those things have to do with enslaving or engendering, that's not the word I want, either enslaving or taking advantage of or slaughtering outright a group of people that did not fit the narrative. And that happens a lot in many nations where the group of people that don't fit the narrative, whether they be Jews or Palestinians or Burmese, or I mean, just you name it, there are people throughout the world that are oppressed and either outright killed or in other ways beaten back and beaten down by other groups of people. And it just seems to be a human condition that I am so saddened about and not proud of. I like that a lot. I want this one to have a little bit of a darker middle. Okay, I'm happy with that. I do think I want a deeper, maybe a brush pen. Where's me brush pen? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, how far away is my brush pen? Aha. Ooh, that's cold. The Copic multiliners have a metal barrel. And it's cold. Is that what I want to do? I'm afraid. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I want to do. I had a thought in my head, and then my gut instinct said, no, don't do it. That's not going to be what you want. I am going to do a bit of the white highlights, like that other one did. Right around those. Maybe that'll do what I want. You really can't see it on the lighter parts of this drawing. It's very subtle. I think if I come back with my gel pen, maybe that's what I want. But let me finish it with the colored pencil. Yeah, that's a little not quite. Not quite. Wonder if I do that aqua. This one is sort of turquoisey. It's called light aqua. I don't know. You guys can't even see that, can you? Probably not. I think my tip of my pencil is broken in there. I can feel it wiggling, but it doesn't not coming out, so I'm going to live with it for the moment. Like that. Okay, that kind of worked. And then I'm going to get my gel pen. Make sure it's drawing, and I'm going to put just little highlights right on there. We finally had a few days of really, really super nice weather, and I'm drawing this, and it's Thanksgiving week, but it's before Thanksgiving. And we were going to have Thanksgiving in the backyard, socially distant, with some folks that we have been currently. They're in our bubble, our social bubble. But the weather's going to be okay. It's going to be in the upper 60s, lower 70s. Weather's going to be fine, temperature-wise. But we just looked it up this morning, and it is going to be blowing wind, 25 to 30 miles an hour. Not good for sitting outdoors. So now we don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to reassess. I think we may do, because it's the groups that are coming are from, it's our household, another household, like basically 3 households. So what we may do is set up a table, one in the kitchen, one in the dining room, and one in the living room. That way we can separate the households. They're near but far, if that makes sense. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Trying to be as socially responsible as possible. Anyway, you guys have a really great day. It is now January, so I need to stop thinking about Thanksgiving and move forward. It does help me to draw videos ahead of time, thinking ahead to the future, because it just keeps my mind engaged in a forward-thinking manner and trying to be as positive as possible that, you know, in 6 weeks or so, that things might be better. We don't know. You guys have a great day. Go out and do something nice for someone today, because no matter how the world is going, whether it's gotten better or whether it's gotten worse, if you continue to do something nice for people within your sphere of influence, their life becomes better that day because you've done something nice for them. And then they may in turn do something nice for you or for someone else. And it's like a ripple in a pond. Spreading outward, you can do that. We can spread those ripples of gratitude, of joy, of helping one another, or we can spread ripples of hate and fear. You have that choice. That's where we have a choice in this world. And I choose joy. I choose helpfulness. I choose happiness. I am not choosing fear. I am not choosing hatefulness. I'm just not. So do something nice for today. Choose kindness. Make that ripple go outward and help our world to be a better place. See you guys later. Bye-bye.